What happens when Scandinavian luxury meets Korean performance? Today we're putting two electric powerhouses head-to-head. The 62,900 Polestar 4 with its controversial rear window design and 544 horsepower versus the 44,395 KIA EV6 GT packing a massive 641 horsepower. One costs 18,000 more but has less power, so which one actually deserves your money? Stick around because the answer might surprise you. Let's start with what you'll see every day. The Polestar 4 is all about that minimalist Scandinavian aesthetic, clean lines, flush door handles, and yes, that polarizing missing rear window replaced by a digital rearview mirror. It's bold, it's different, and it definitely turns heads. The silhouette is sleek and coupe-like, giving it that premium SUV-coupe vibe without screaming for attention. Meanwhile, the KIA EV6 GT takes the complete opposite approach. This thing looks aggressive from every angle: massive air intakes, GT-specific body kit, neon yellow brake calipers, and that distinctive LED light bar stretching across the rear. KIA isn't trying to be subtle here. They want you to know this is their performance flagship. Where Polestar whispers luxury, KIA shouts performance. Both are stunning in their own right, but they're speaking completely different design languages. Now let's talk about what really matters: how fast these things actually go. The KIA EV6 GT absolutely dominates on paper with 641 horsepower and a blistering 3.5-second sprint to 60 mph. That's supercar territory, folks. It'll keep pulling all the way to 162 mph, making it one of the fastest EVs you can buy today. The Polestar 4 dual motor isn't slow by any means. 544 horsepower and 506 lb-ft of torque gets you to 60 in 3.8 seconds, but it's electronically limited to 124 mph. That's a significant difference if you care about top-end speed. The KIA also feels more aggressive in its power delivery. It wants to launch hard and make you feel every bit of that performance. The Polestar is smoother, more refined in how it puts power down. Think of it this way: the KIA is a track weapon that happens to have seats, while the Polestar is a luxury cruiser that happens to be really quick. Both are fast, but they deliver that speed in completely different ways. Step inside and the differences become even more apparent. The Polestar 4's cabin is pure Scandinavian minimalism, premium materials everywhere, sustainable textiles, a floating center console, and that massive panoramic glass roof since there's no rear window. The 15.4-inch vertical touchscreen runs on Android Automotive, giving you native Google Maps Assistant and Play Store access. Everything feels meticulously crafted and premium. The KIA EV6 GT's interior is sportier. You get GT-specific seats with aggressive bolstering, a flat-bottom steering wheel, and that dual-screen setup combining a 12.3-inch digital cluster with a 12.3-inch infotainment display. The materials are good but not quite at Polestar's level. However, KIA's infotainment is more intuitive with physical buttons for climate control, something the Polestar buries in menus. The Polestar feels like a first-class lounge. The KIA feels like a driver-focused cockpit. Both approaches work, just for different buyers. Here's where things get interesting. The Polestar 4 packs a massive 100 kWh battery, giving you 280,310 miles of EP estimated range, depending on configuration. That's solid for a performance SUV. The KIA EV6 GT has a smaller 84 kWh battery, but still manages 279 miles. Impressive efficiency for 641 horsepower. Where KIA really shines is charging speed. 239 kW fast charging means you can go from 10% to 80% in just 18 minutes under ideal conditions. The Polestar charges at up to 200 kW, which is still fast but not quite KIA level. For road trips, that charging speed difference matters more than the slight range advantage. Both support vehicle load functionality, so you can power external devices. In real-world daily driving, both will easily handle your commute, but the KIA's faster charging gives it the edge for long-distance travel. This is where your personal preference really comes into play. The Polestar 4 rides on adaptive dampers that prioritize comfort without sacrificing handling. It's refined, quiet, and composed perfect for daily commuting and highway cruising. The steering is precise but not overly aggressive, and the suspension soaks up bumps beautifully. You feel like you're driving something expensive because you are. The KIA EV6 GT, on the other hand, is tuned for performance. It sits lower, the suspension is firmer, and you feel more connected to the road. There's a GT mode that sharpens everything: throttle response, steering, weight, even the fake engine sound if you're into that. It's more playful, more engaging, and honestly more fun if you enjoy spirited driving. The Polestar is the better daily driver. The KIA is the better weekend toy. Both handle well for their size, but they're optimized for completely different driving styles. Let's talk money, because that $18,000 price gap is massive. The KIA EV6 GT starts at $44,395 and gives you 641 horsepower, aggressive styling, and blistering performance. That's insane value for what you're getting. The Polestar 4 starts at $62,900 for the dual motor and tops out around $64,300 for the performance pack. You're paying for that premium badge, Scandinavian design philosophy, and more luxurious materials. Is it worth $18,000 more? That depends on what you value. If raw performance and value per horsepower matter most, the KIA is a no-brainer. If you want something more exclusive, more refined, and more unique, that missing rear window definitely makes it a conversation starter. The Polestar justifies its premium. Both are excellent EVs, but they're targeting different buyers with different priorities. So which one should you buy? If you're a performance enthusiast who wants the most power for your money and loves aggressive styling, the KIA EV6 GT is absolutely the way to go. You're getting supercar acceleration, practical space, and saving $18,000 in the process. But if you prioritize luxury, unique design, and that premium Scandinavian refinement over outright performance numbers, the Polestar 4 delivers an experience that feels more special and exclusive. Honestly, you can't go wrong with either. They're both fantastic EVs that just happen to appeal to different types of drivers. Let me know in the comments which one you'd pick and why. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more EV comparisons, and I'll see you in the next one.